VIP detected.
Well, that wasn't what I was going to say.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you
for joining us.
How you guys doing today? Good to see you. Welcome to a Power Hour afternoon, sponsored by our friends at Grinding Gear Games. What we are doing today is checking out the showcase that I missed yesterday, showing some of the last of the druids, the last of the druids content reveal. And oh man, I have been loving everything I've been seeing out of this game and having a great time with it. So we are going to watch this right now and go from there. So let's get started.
Game director on Path of Exile 2, and welcome to GGG Live. Today we're going to show you an exclusive reveal for what's coming next for Path of Exile 2.
Big shout out and thank you to GGG. I was sponsored to watch this live, but we watched the PC Gamer Show yesterday, so it didn't line up. So instead of them just being like, oh, okay, I guess we'll just pass on the sponsor then, they basically said, oh, well, in that case, do you just want to watch a VOD the next day? Well, you're darn right I do. Thank you, GGG. I appreciate that. That's super nice of you. So that was very cool of them. Let's see. I want English. There we go. Okay. So yeah, anyway, we're going to watch all this. I'm super excited for this. I'm mostly a Merc player, but I'm definitely interested in seeing what this class has to offer. So
drops are enabled on today's live stream.
Well, we do have drops.
So you'll be able to claim your Verdant Wilds dodge roll effect by following the instructions below. Now today, it's finally time to show off a new class that we know everyone in the community's been waiting for. So let's roll the trailer for Path of Exile 2, The Last of the Druids.
Azzy Azora, thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it, dude. Thank you, Azzy. That's a butt.
Well, well. What have we got here then?
You lost, fella?
Hey, we're talking to you.
I asked you a question.
What's wrong with him?
He's lost his bloody mind.
Oh, dude. Okay, wait a second. You can be a werewolf with like a little wolf pack? Okay, that's kind of cool. Oh. Oh. I still think that the two should go in like daggers. I don't know why that bugs me so much, but totally should.
Evil.
It's a wyvern, chat, not a dragon.
Now, as you can see, the druid is a shape-shifting
even a gamer?
elemental spellcaster. After his fellow druids were destroyed by the King in the Mists, the druid lost his humanity in the forests of Ogham, where he wandered for years as a beast. Now, finally reawakened, he's determined to find his lost wife and regain his humanity. The druid has been one of the hardest classes for us to design. As well as having human spells, he has 3 animal forms, and we wanted to make sure that there were interesting combos between all of them.
Oh.
The druid is our first hybrid strength and
So
intelligence
it's not like
class.
pick one and go with
That
it.
means he needs to have the ability to use spells and attacks. As a human, the druid typically uses magical staves to harness the powers of the earth and the natural world.
Okay.
One of the first skills you will learn is the ability to create small volcanoes from the earth. This skill spits out balls of magma at your enemies, and will continue to do so for some time.
It's always fun.
While the volcano is active, turn into an animal and wade into melee range. Many of the skills you use as a human last for a significant period of time, giving you a good chance to turn into an animal and rage out.
Okay.
But how do you turn into an animal, you may ask?
That's a great
Well,
question.
the answer is a new weapon type that druids use, animal talismans. When you equip an animal talisman, you can choose which animal form you would like the talisman to represent.
Whoa.
Depending on what you choose, you'll be given that animal's basic attack as a new skill to equip. For a bear, that's Maul. To turn into a bear, simply use the skill. Your character will instantly transform into a bear and attack. If you want to change back to a human, just cast a spell. You will instantly swap back and cast it. We wanted to make sure that swapping between forms was seamless and immediate. Changing
Whoa.
forms should be something that you do without even thinking about it all the time in battle. In order to allow for hybrid melee and caster gameplay, most of the skills you use in your human form last for some time and aid your animal skills in some way. The volcano we used earlier will emit more molten balls whenever you hit it with a slam, making it perfect for use with your bear form's furious slam. While
This
in
is
bear
wild.
form,
So-
many of your abilities use rage. There are a lot of ways to generate rage, but the easiest one is simply smash your enemies with Maul.
The thing that's sticking out here though is that
Once you see the runes
druids
on your
have
back
always
glowing,
been kind of like,
it means you have enough rage to do a
I'm gonna pause it. Druids have always been like, you shapeshift and then have your abilities, right? But this one, if you're shapeshifting automatically with every skill, it's almost like you don't have a shapeshift ability. They've like streamlined it so much where if it all happens automatically, it's like it's not even there. It's kind of wild. Like I don't.
much more devastating
this
version
is-
of your furious slam.
I'm super interested now they're doing this.
Your
This
bear
like
form
most of the
can
time
also
that
go on a
chases me away
rampage,
from playing
stomping
Druid.
the ground as you
So like this might
demolish
make
your foes.
me actually want to play it.
The more rage you have, the longer the rampage lasts, and doing it over a volcano makes it even better. As you consume rage, your bear form will generate endurance charges, and these can be used with skills like Ferocious Roar. Ferocious Roar is a war cry that empowers your subsequent attacks to break your opponent's armor. The more endurance charges you have when you use it, the more empowered attacks you will gain.
I love the little
Ferocious
dodge.
Roar has another special feature too. It's a meta gem that allows you to socket any Warcry gem from another class into it, giving you the ability to use these skills as a bear. Use the Warrior's Infernal Cry skill to make your enemies explode.
Oh!
Use the Warrior's Infernal Cry skill to make your enemies explode. Use the Warrior's Infernal Cry skill to make your enemies explode. Use the Warrior's Infernal Cry skill to make your enemies explode.
Oh, that's cool.
Or use Seismic Cry to stun your enemies and double up the number of slams you do.
Okay, that's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. Hey, thank you, Marcus, for subbing over on YouTube. Appreciate that, bud.
You can even use it with Ancestral Call, a skill that turns you into the fire god Cohh. Ever wondered what the Karui god of war would look like if he was a bear? Well, wait no longer. Finally, build up enough rage and you can use one of the bear's ultimate abilities, Walking Calamity. This skill summons a storm of fire around you for some time, while generating even more rage to power your other abilities. A true bear-pocalypse. Now the bear is known for being a slower and more lumbering animal, with slower attacks and heavy slams. But what if you want to turn into something a little more nimble? Well, let's check out the second animal form for the druid, wolf form. For the wolf form, we wanted to go fast and furious. Even just the wolf's basic attack will leap forward and rake his foes. After attacking, the wolf stands up on 2 legs, but after running for a short time, he goes back on all 4s, allowing to move more quickly between packs of enemies.
Oh, it's a movement speed.
The wolf has a lot of cold attacks based on his association with the moon, and the first of these is Lunar Assault. It's great for freezing your enemies in place. After they're frozen, use your basic rake attack to knock shards of ice off your enemies, which land on the ground nearby and explode. If you want to get into battle quickly, you can use your pounce attack. This skill leaps at a target and applies a mark to them. Killing the marked enemy will summon a wolfman into your side, allowing them to fight with you.
Oh, that's where the little wolves are from.
Mark and kill as many enemies as you can to build up a sizable pack. While an enemy is marked, your wolves will prioritize that target and do more damage the more wolves you have. So make sure you keep your pack strong. Now, one problem you might run into is your wolf pack dying in boss fights. You often don't have any enemies that you can mark and kill in order to regenerate your pack. To deal with this problem, you can use Cross Slash. Cross Slash jumps backwards and does a vicious double slash. Any marks on your target explode and triggers their abilities. This allows you to pounce to mark an enemy and then summon a wolf even without killing it. Cross Slash also has another feature though.
Interesting.
Remember those ice fragments from before? Well, Cross Slash will propel any ice shards on the ground towards its central target. First, freeze your enemies with Lunar Assault. Then rake them to create as many ice fragments as you can. Then follow up with Cross Slash to generate a field of icy explosions to obliterate your enemies.
Cool, man.
If they're still alive after that,
A lot of
your
synergy.
pack of wolves can finish them off. Just like with the bear's raw skill earlier that allows you to use skills from other classes, Pounce is also a metagem that you can socket mark skills from other classes into. So for example, you might want to try adding Freezing Mark from the Monk to Pounce. After pouncing at an enemy, Cross Slash to explode the mark and gain extra cold damage for a time.
Kind of hard to tell with that health bar, but there was extra damage.
Cold though. Using the Arctic Howl Warcry will allow you to add cold damage and chilled ground to any slam, while buffing your pack of wolves as well. You can also use it to freeze enemies that are close to being frozen, making it much faster to use your other combos. Finally, the wolf also has the ability to call down the power of the moon to transform into an Arctic werewolf with Lunar Blessing. In this form, you move and attack more quickly and deal extra cold damage. Consuming Rage will extend the duration of your Arctic
God, look at
wolf
that
form.
health bar.
So you could try a hybrid bear and wolf build if you want to utilize the skill to its full effect.
And that recharges quick.
Alright, let's talk about the third form available to the druid, and I think it's a cool one. The Wyvern. The Wyvern has a number of long-range breath abilities, but that doesn't mean you can't get into melee range when you want to. The basic attack of the Wyvern is Rend. Jump forward into combat and slash your enemies with your lethal talons. If they're close to being stunned, you can blow them off balance with a blast from your wings, causing an explosion of damage. After the battle though, it's time to feed. Devour the corpses of monsters to create power charges, and this is when the Wyvern's abilities really come online. When using Rend, you can consume a power charge to charge up your wings with lightning. Not only does this do a bunch of damage, but it allows you to turn this melee skill into a much larger AoE attack.
Interesting.
Once your wings are charged, your Wing Blast will also do lightning explosions for even more damage. If your enemies are close to death, no need to wait for them to actually die. When you see this blue marker, just devour them alive. Fresh meat is much tastier after all.
Oh.
Alright, so those are some melee options, but how about range? Well, you wouldn't be much of a dragon if you couldn't breathe fire after all. Rolling Magma is the first of the Wyvern's breath attacks. Spit balls of fire that bounce along the ground. These balls will trigger volcanoes as well, so it's a good idea to cast one as a human right before you start spitting.
Huh. Okay.
But that's not all you can spit. You have something a little nastier in that gullet
Yeah,
of yours.
ew.
Spitting a barrage of oil at your enemies will cover them in a viscous sludge that makes them easier to ignite. If you have power charges though, plant your wings in the ground and vomit a barrage of lightning-infused projectiles. The more power charges you have, the longer you can do this for. But make sure you keep your foes at range. You're vulnerable to melee attacks while channeling this skill. In order to help with that, let's take a quick diversion back to some of your human abilities. As a druid of Cohh, you have the ability to harness the power of nature to create entangling vines to slow down your enemies. Another of nature's punishments is the thunderstorm. Creating one of these will create periodic strikes of lightning from the sky, and will also make your enemies wet. Why is that useful? Well, of course, things that are wet are easier to shock. Use it with lightning damage from your wyvern form to enhance your damage. Making things wet also makes them easier to freeze, so it works nicely with your wolf form as well.
Also true.
And you know what else likes water? Plants. Water your plants to give them various extra abilities. Use Lightning Storm with Entangle to make them last longer, and attach more vines to each enemy, slowing them further. Summon Thrashing Vines to slam at your enemies for a time. Any that are created in water will be larger and deal more damage. Now then, with our enemies sufficiently subdued with our plants, time to really lay into them with our lightning-infused
That's kinda
barrage.
Plant watering build, you know it. Yeah, this is a very, very
This last wyvern
heavy
ability
combo
is just
blast.
ridiculous, but we felt like we
Lot
had
of
to do it.
comboing.
Use Flame Breath to take to the skies and rain down a stream of fire on your enemies. You have wings, so we have to take full advantage of them after all. So fly around and burn in it.
I mean, that's awesome. But, oh, look at all the plants afterwards. That's great. It's freaking cool.
Now there are a few other skills we didn't cover, but there's one in particular that I think will open up a lot of builds. Spell Totems. Spell Totems are meta gems that let you create a totem that will automatically cast any spell in the game for a time. In order to create one, you will need to spend 3 endurance or 3 power charges.
Whoa.
You could use them to throw fireballs, summon comets, or shower the area in lightning. Really, the
Interesting.
options are kind of endless. Your bear form can easily generate endurance charges by consuming rage, and your wyvern form can easily create power charges by eating corpses. So it's pretty easy for the druid to get the charges needed, but they're also available from quite a few other places as well. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of different spellcaster classes thinking about how best to take advantage of these.
Dang, dude.
Now, of course, along with a new class comes a
Smart
bunch of
totems.
new support
Woo!
gems. We've added over 30 new supports.
Every
throughout
build
the
is going
game,
to rely on this now?
but I'll show you a few of the cooler ones here.
We'll see. I don't know,
Fan of
man.
Flames can be
3
added
charges
to any wind
is
skill to
a
spread
lot.
fire from one ignited
I
enemy
mean, you have to kind
other
of,
enemies
if you
behind.
want that to be happening all the time,
It's
you got to
great for
really,
the Wyvern's
you got to
Wind
spec
Blast.
for it.
But you can also use it on many other classes with wind skills, like the Twisters on the Huntress, or the Monk's Staggering Palm Projectiles. Accelerated growth causes extra explosive plants to erupt from the ground whenever you grow plants with rain.
That's cool.
And Advancing Storm changes storm skills like your Thunderstorm or Tornado to move across the battlefield. It's great for watering plants en masse, or to turn tornadoes into a real disaster by sucking up multiple ground effects as they travel along.
Oh, that's cool. Damn.
And the Sorceress might like to use it with Firestorm as well. Echoing Cry causes your Warcry skills to echo. They will repeat a couple more times with a delay after you use them, giving you more empowered attacks. Use it for the Druid's animal form Warcries, or on the Warrior for a nice power boost. Grounding Shocks causes monsters you shock to turn into living Tesla coils, arcing lightning to nearby enemies. You could use it with your empowered wings for an extra damage boost, but it's also great with any other shocking skill. Try it out with Lightning
I got
Spear.
screwed.
It obviously needed more AoE clear. There's a whole pile more, but we'll leave those for you to discover. Now with a new class comes new Ascendancy classes. The Druid will have 2 options for now, with a third being released later.
You can be a dragon?
The first class
no.
is the
Wyvern.
Shaman. The Shaman channels nature's elemental fury and can harness rage as a spellcaster, unifying his animalistic and magical tendencies. By allocating Druidic Champion, you gain spell damage the angrier you are. And with Furious Wellspring, you generate rage continuously and can spend it to empower your spells. With the knowledge of the Asmerian Magi, the Shaman can harness untapped power from runes and idols. After allocating Wisdom of the Magi, you will notice that all runes and idols have extra mods only available to the Shaman. These new mods unlock countless new possibilities for enhancing your build.
What?
You can also allocate Bringer of the Apocalypse, allowing you to become a walking natural disaster. After dealing enough elemental damage, storms of all elements rain around you, destroying all who would face nature's fury.
Dude,
There are other abilities for the Shaman, but I'll just show a few from each class for now.
that's awesome.
The other Druid ascendancy is the Oracle. The Oracle perfected the power of foresight and utilizes this in combat to gain massive advantage. When taking Fateful Vision, you will see visions of your future self using specific skills. If you decide to follow this path by using the skill yourself, it will do significantly more damage.
What?
And with Converging Paths, at a critical moment in battle when a monster is vulnerable to freeze, stun, or electrocution, the Oracle can use Moment of Vulnerability to see a vision of the enemy's future, and then merge it with the current timeline, allowing him to deal damage to both. And one of my
Weird.
favorites, when you first become an Oracle, you'll notice over 130 new extra passives appear in the Druid section of the tree. By allocating the Unseen Path, you use your power of foresight to learn from alternate futures and gain skills that would otherwise be unavailable to you. For example, self-sacrificing allows you to be able to summon more minions by reducing the spirit costs, with the trade-off of making your reservation skills cost more spirit. Or Corruption Endures, which allows oracles to have a small chance to avoid death. Both the Druid Ascendancies offer interesting and unique ways to gain modifiers that no other classes can get, so we're expecting a huge variety of build possibilities from these.
Yo,
Now, there
this
are
class
unique
is kind of
talismans for Druid to
nuts.
use as well.
This is
Won't
crazy.
spoil all of them, but this one was particularly cool. Fury of the King turns your bear form into a fire demon, converting most of your damage to fire. As a demon, you can also use Molten Crash, a jumping slam attack that leaves fissures around you. This unique also continuously grants glory, allowing you to use your ultimate abilities more easily.
What?
Now, of course, the Druid isn't the only thing we're adding to 040. We still have a bunch more to show. With every new release, we create a new league with new mechanics, new pinnacle bosses, and with a new story to tell. And this time is no exception.
Dude.
So let's roll the trailer for the fate of the Vaal.
These freaking guys, man.
The palace of Queen Atziri. It is a ruin, but in the dark, machines still churn. The temple has many functions, and with it, a chance to save the Vaal. A gateway through time. Travel into the past, again and again.
Hey, thank you, Liz.
Alter the temple.
Appreciate
Uncover
the
its
raid
secrets.
there.
You will be rewarded for your sacrifice. And somewhere in the deepest chamber, my queen awaits. I beg of you, hear me. The beast cannot give you what you desire.
You may have studied it, Doriani, but you do not know it like I do.
Oh my.
It adores me. Come now, give unto me your desire. At last, fulfill my soul.
Oh. A lot of tentacles. I'm a big fan of tentacles.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts, Game Director on
Mark
Path of Exile. In the Fate of the Vaal League, you will find remnants of the ancient Vaal civilization scattered throughout Rayclast. They seem to attract nearby creatures and affect them strangely. After killing them, the remnant appears to gain some amount of power, but not enough to fully activate it. It seems you will need to find 5 more of these arcane devices. and sacrifice the monsters you find there to fully activate one. But things don't always go to plan. These devices are old, and sometimes infected by corruption. Twisted versions of ancient Vaal may emerge, and sometimes even stronger foes. On fully activating one of the devices, you finally discover its true purpose. A portal opens and takes you deep underground to a lost temple, once the home of Atziri, Queen of the Vaal. What treasures could still be inside? I think you're gonna want to find out. In front of the entrance is a console of some kind, and on activating it, you can see a map of the temple. Atziri's personal chambers are on the far side. But how could anyone get there?
It's a build your own dungeon.
There
I
are
love
disconnected rooms, and the layout doesn't seem to make sense.
Is that Ed Sheeran?
And that's
yes.
when you realize the purpose of the ancient devices scattered through Rayclast. The temple is powered by sacrifice, and this energy can be used to modify the very structure of the temple itself. Each time you run the temple, you will be given 6 rooms that you can place, allowing you to craft your own dungeon to explore. Place paths to link up the dungeon, and place rooms beside them full of precious loot. After you are happy with your choices, open the temple and discover the results of your efforts. Each room contains different challenges along with its rewards. On entering a room, the doors will slam shut behind you and you will need to face the encounter within. But choose wisely. It's important where you place the rooms to get maximum returns. For example, when placing a commander, you could just place it anywhere along an existing path, but a much better strategy is to place it next to a garrison of troops for him to command. With better leadership, the garrison will level up, making the monsters harder, but also more rewarding.
Cool.
Different rooms have different requirements for leveling up. For example, if you want to fully level up a smithy, you will need to supply it with golems from an adjacent golem works, and hook up a generator to the power network to supply it with power. After doing so,
weird.
the golems will be powered up.
Little
making them
blueprintsy
much
stuff
more
going on
dangerous.
there. Now we just need some
You
puzzles.
don't need to memorize what interacts with what. When selecting a room, you will be shown the locations that will make other rooms level up, and exactly what effect it will have on the temple.
Good.
After running the temple, a few of the rooms will destabilize and be removed. It will be up to you to rebuild the temple, adding 6 more rooms each time you come back.
Okay. Cool.
Making the temple larger and larger and larger. So, that's the basic functionality of the temple, but there is a lot more. Once Doriani finds out about your travels to Lera Vaal, he will attempt to persuade you to take on a new mission. The temple entrance contains a prototype of the time portal device. It will be able to take you back in time, but only to one specific point, right before Atziri triggered the cataclysm that destroyed the Vaal. He requests that you go back and attempt to stop Atziri to prevent the Vaal from ever being destroyed.
No.
Atziri is on the far side of the temple, so you will need to expand the temple significantly to get to her. And even worse, her chambers can only be unlocked by a room that isn't currently accessible to you. In order to deal with that, you are going to need to visit the architect of the temple. To get to him, you will need to place path rooms, but while doing so, you will probably want to exploit some of the Vaal technology only available in the past. Once you can travel into the past, a whole new set of rooms are available to you, and they have some pretty insane rewards. At level 1, the corruption chamber can be used to corrupt a single item. But placing it next to a thaumaturge to run the place, and a sacrificial chamber to provide soul energy, you'll be able to level it up. And it's worth it. Because once you get the room to level 3, there are some very nice rewards to be had. In a level 3 corruption chamber, you will find this mysterious device. It has a slot to place an item, and it only accepts items that are already corrupted. What will happen to them? Well, normally once an item is corrupted, you can't modify it any further. But this device allows you to corrupt your item a second time, adding another enchantment. This has the capability to craft some very powerful items indeed. But be warned, the Vaal are all about taking risks in the pursuit of power. There is a 50% chance that the item will be destroyed. Each room has its own interesting mechanics and rewards when it levels up. Many of them contain bosses to fight, special drops, and in many cases, new crafting opportunities. For example, a level 3 alchemy lab has a nasty Vaal construct to fight, but if you can defeat it, you can find new corrupted soul cores. Like Guatalitzi's Thesis, which on boots allows you to sacrifice your life to run faster. Or Sita Qualotl's Thesis, which on gloves will revive one of your minions whenever an offering expires. Get a sacrificial chamber to level 3, and you will need to face a highborn priest of sacrifice. Defeat him to be able to further corrupt a Vaal unique, modifying it in unpredictable ways. One of the mods of this unique will be removed and replaced with another random mod. For example, this Soul Mantle. It gives you an additional totem, but lowers your totem's life and curses you when they die. By using the machine, this could result in a terrible item if you remove the good mod, but also some amazing items if you replace the downside. Now, one extra thing to mention about these Vaal crafting machines. You don't have to take the items you want to craft into the temple.
Oh god.
If you don't have the item you want to craft with you at the time, then clicking this button will allow you to create a currency item instead, allowing you to do the craft later or trade it if you want. Now, there are all sorts of interesting rooms you can find in the temple.
That's cool.
But the last one I want to
cool.
show you today is the Flesh Surgeon. A Vaal Flesh Surgeon can be leveled up by placing him next to a high-level synth flesh lab.
As you do.
But be careful. The Flesh Surgeon has some rather unpleasant experiments in his personal lab. Afterwards, you might notice the surgery table just sitting there. The Vaal are great at crafting items. Why not do some crafting on yourself? After laying down, you'll be asked which limb you'd like to replace. Left arm, perhaps your right leg. Each limb can get a different set of random bonuses, so choose wisely. After getting up from the table, try out your new limb.
What? We can turn ourselves into a
It seems to work
mech?
fine, and even perform better than your normal one. Now, there is just one thing with replacing body parts. If you die and are resurrected, your body will return to its natural state. You might need to return to the Vaal Surgeons if you want another robot arm, and maybe get a better one next time.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting.
Some rooms, like the Commander, can give you a new type of reward. Medallions that can be used to manipulate the temple in other ways. Using a Queeper-Lartl's medallion will allow you to artificially boost a room, even if it doesn't meet the normal requirements to level up. And a Huatalotli's medallion will stop rooms from destabilizing when you complete a temple, allowing you to guarantee getting a reward a second time. Great if you want to stock up on double corrupts. Now, with all that aside, time to face the Architect, and you will be in for a fight. Once defeated, you will find another console that can be used to modify the temple. But this one is special. It allows you to place new types of rooms with specific rewards. There are rooms with specific uniques, special runes, and currency. But also a few other, more niche crafting experiments. Like this one, that can extract the socket balls back out of an item, at the cost of destroying it.
Whoa.
Now, something really important is every league we release a
like a
significant
game inside
amount
a game?
of content for
Yes.
the in-game. In order to make sure that the Fate of the Val works well for late-game players, we've added many mechanics to make sure that you can scale the difficulty and rewards to match. Getting some rooms to level 3 adds extra mods to the entire dungeon, and these stack with each other. So in endgame, when you can get some really big temples, you can generate a challenge that can even match the strongest of characters. We also start to introduce ways to store up energy for the temple, allowing you to save up many runs so you can do them later at your leisure,
Nice.
and not interrupt your mapping too often.
Lovely.
Now in each league, it's important that we have a new pinnacle boss to test your character's might. In the Fate of the Val, you will get to face Adzeri while she was at the peak of her power. One of the rewards you will gain by defeating the Architect is the ability to place the Royal Access Chamber. Once connected to your temple, you can visit it to finally reach the Queen of the Val herself. This fight takes place at a critical moment in history, right as Adzeri communes with the beast's power and takes her true corrupted
girl.
form. Now, we are not going to show you the whole fight, but we will tempt you with one of the rewards. This is Adzeri's rule. This staff gives additional levels to all of your corrupted gems and lets you trade life for extra damage. But in addition to that, while using the staff, mirrors of refraction will constantly appear on the battlefield. Any projectile you fire at these will split into a nova, and they can chain from one to the other. So,
Kinda cool.
that's the Fate of the Val League. But we are also bringing the previous league, Rise of the Abyssal, into the core game,
Nice.
along with a few changes.
Oh, good.
Now, for those of you who haven't seen what happens when a league is over, it's important to understand that you will not be seeing abysses in every area anymore. Rise of the Abyssal is now one of the league mechanics that can show up randomly in endgame.
Cool. Okay.
If you want to specialize in running abysses, there is now a tablet that will allow you to add them to any map you run.
Nice.
You can also craft the tablet to add abyss-specific mods to enhance how they function.
Cool.
Now that Abyss is core, it also needs its own Atlas tree.
Yay!
You can gain your first points by completing an Abyss. But there are more available for doing depths and killing certain bosses. And there are a bunch of different options. You might just want more monsters and bosses. But you can also make finishing an Abyss have a chance to overrun a nearby map with the Abyssal. Or make your Waystone modifiers also apply to Abyssal depths.
Ooh.
You could specialize in the interaction with other leagues, or specialize in a specific Abyssal faction. One of the important elements that we have heard loud and clear is that needing to do Abyss crafting on Waystones is quite annoying. So, we have removed that.
Oh.
In fact, we have removed instilling from Waystones as well. This mechanic felt mandatory on maps because it boosted the value of all other content, but it was both annoying to do and resulted in a lot of visual clutter. Instead, we are bringing back some of that power on tablets, which you don't need to craft nearly as often, since they last for 10 maps each. Once you defeat the Arbiter of Ash, you will be able to upgrade tablets to a rare with 4 mods using regular currency.
Oh.
Even this isn't enough to fully bring back the power you could have gotten from instilling, so we have also buffed the bonuses that tablets give. Going forward, we're not going to be adding any more crafting directly to Waystones outside of the basic currency, because it adds too much micromanagement.
Good call.
But on that
dude.
note, Fate of the Val does bring the ability
It's
to
so cool they're
corrupt your
thinking about this
tablets,
stuff, man. Like,
hoping to get one
Oh,
of many
my God.
different random outcomes. Now, with regard to Delirium Fog, even though you shouldn't have to have it on every map anymore,
I also have a lot of respect for a game dev that can design, implement, and release something, and then later go, you know what? That was too annoying. Yeah, we don't like that, so we're just taking it out. Like, those features cost like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like it's so nice for companies to just be like, the player experience is more important. Doesn't matter. Chuck it. You know what I mean? Like I
did want to make it less
that.
visually annoying. Delirium fog has been toned down significantly, so you won't feel like you're just playing in a sea of grey.
Oh, look at that. Wow, big change.
Another big source of problems in the endgame
I love Delirium
is the
too.
feeling of getting overwhelmed with monsters. In 031, we reduced the number of monsters in early endgame in order to help with this, but still scaled up the number of monsters to previous levels by the time you got to tier 15. Well, after letting this simmer for a while, we are still getting this kind of feedback. So we are no longer going to scale up the number of monsters you go as you get deeper into the endgame. Instead, we are scaling up the difficulty and rewards by the same amount. So to be clear, instead of increasing the number of monsters by 40%, they will instead drop 40% more items, grant 40% more experience, and have 40% more life, in addition to all the normal scaling they get due to being higher level. This only applies to regular
I don't know about
monsters,
this.
not bosses.
I'm not sold on that.
We have also reduced the speed modifiers
I like
that
lots of
monsters can get
monsters, so I don't
sometimes,
know about that.
which also helps a lot with this.
I don't know. We'll have to check that.
Now, we
check
did
that.
have a large amount of content for endgame planned for 040, but unfortunately we just didn't get time to finish it.
Hey, you know what? This is
The
part
scope
of
was
cooking.
a bit too large, and so we'll need to wait until 050 for that.
When you cook,
but
when you cook as much as GGG does, there's no question that trying things may not give you the result you want, as we just saw from their last mechanic, but more importantly, may open the door to a better change in the future. So it's like when they do stuff like this, where I just heard that and I'm like, you know, I don't really think I'm on board with that change. It's still nice knowing, like, it's good to know that if it does end up sucking, they'll probably change it back. You know, where it's like, it's okay. We're not even at 1.0 yet. This is the time to do this stuff.
rest assured,
Like, that's fine.
there will be a ton of upgrades for the existing leagues, as well as new pinnacle bosses, and a significant overhaul to the Atlas passive tree coming soon.
Oh.
Now, another problem that becomes a much bigger issue in the endgame is game performance. And we have done a lot of work here. The primary issue is CPU load. And to address that, a lot of things have been optimized.
They're changing so fast. I want to see some of this like directly compared.
And we have done a lot of work
67 to 96.
to take advantage of more of your CPU core.
65 to 86. I mean, it's like 20 frames.
You should see frame rates
58 to 88. Damn.
of at least 25% higher. And a lot less bad frame spike
48 to what? That's over twice as bad. Wait. That's crazy. Wait. They're not synced though. Are they not? Is it this? Oh, it must not be the same thing run twice. It's like the same. Okay.
during gameplay. It does make quite a big
Yeah, it's not
difference,
synced though.
especially on consoles. A lot more work in this area is ongoing, and you will continue to
Similar.
see performance improvements over the next few months.
It's similar, but not.
Of
synced.
course,
Yeah.
another important area is game
still looks
balance.
really good,
And we
hard
have
to
made a lot of changes. Now, most of these we will save for the patch notes, but I'll do a quick summary of some of the numbers. As well as adding 11 new
25%
unique
is still a lot?
items,
Oh, yeah.
we have rebalanced
For a single
dozens
update?
of others that are not currently used very often. We've also done a pass over lineage supports. 21 of them have been rebalanced, as well as adding 9 more. Alongside the 2 new Druid ascendancies, we have made balance changes to almost all the others, with some of them getting a grander rebalance, such
That's
as the Smith of Katava.
Cool looking tree.
Alongside the 20 plus new Druid skills, we've also rebalanced 90 other active skills across all the different classes. And to top it all off, there are also over 250 new passive skills added to the passive tree. These changes should go a long way to increase the viability of many more skills, uniques, and overall build variety that can tackle our most challenging content. Next up, we're going to be talking about our new supporter packs. Today, we're launching 2 new series of supporter packs.
Oh, what the hell?
The Precursor
Does he have a
and
hole in his
Calgurn
chest?
packs. Each tier contains the pack's full face value in points, alongside several exclusive
cool.
microtransactions. As always, the microtransactions in these packs are purely cosmetic.
A pirate?
That do not affect your character's power or progression in any way. The Precursor series of supporter packs contains 6 exclusive microtransactions.
Sorry, how many?
First up, the Marble Statue Character Effect. Once you finally stay still for a moment, a podium rises up out of the ground to immortalize you, turning your skin to marble.
Oh, that's fun.
When you next move, the stone crumbles around you.
Okay, that's pretty good.
The Precursors had mastery over gravity manipulation. So too can you, now with the Gravity Well portal.
Jesus, dude.
Witness the power of its pull as you approach it.
That's awesome.
Draw in enemies with your own gravitational pull with the Awakened Precursor armor set. The Precursors designed and built many mysterious ancient beings. This one used to serve as a scout that would patrol and tase intruders.
Cool.
Why salvage gear yourself when the Master of the Forge can do it for you? Molten gold spills out as the Forge Master breaks down your items. The Relic of the Precursor's map device is a mysterious machine that sits atop ancient colossal statues. It keeps track of the number of charges consumed on your Precursor tablets used in the device. The Kalguran pack series also contains 6 exclusive microtransactions. The Kalgurans had astounding skill in astronomy, being able to track cosmic events with absolute precision. Harnessing that skill, with the Astronomer's Level Up effect equipped, you too can now see exactly how long it took you to level up as it outputs the time in chat. The time taken to reach your last 3 levels is also displayed on the item, so you can link it when you have a time you're proud of.
Wow.
Crush unique enemies by unleashing the wrath of the lost Kalguran fleet, led formerly by Captain Heartland himself. A Kalguran seafarer needs armor fit for the treacherous seas of Rayclast. This set has you covered with the classic tricorn and, of course, a peg leg. The Lost Treasure weapon skins top off your appearance of a true raider of the seas. These gilded weapons can be applied to wands, two-hand maces, and shields.
Hello.
After a long day of plundering loot, retreat to the Kraken's Cove hideout, a home of some of the most deadly ocean-dwelling creatures in Rayclast. Many ships have met their demise here. What better to accompany you in Kraken's Cove than a kraken itself? Replace your stash with a dormant kraken waiting for its prey. As you approach, it will awaken and terrify both you and any guests in your hideout.
Okay, that's pretty great.
Alongside this, an extra stash skin item will be granted to you, and when placed, will automatically open to any stash tab set with the currency affinity, to help having to navigate through your tabs. Additionally, any microtransactions from the supporter packs will be made available for use in Path of Exile 1.
Oh, okay. That's I normally do a little outro, but yeah, that's it. Oh, that's it. Thank you for joining me for that. My lord, that was kind of a quick ending. So, some thoughts on what we just saw there. Druid class looks awesome and super streamlined. I really like how kind of like in D3, everything is kind of just, all the shape-shifting is in line with it. Looks like there'll be lots of combos. I don't know if by the end of the Druid class, I saw like a path. The Wyvern looks cool. I don't know if it's cool enough to get me away from my Merc when I play next, but I do want to try it. Also, I want to try just seeing like what the extra skills are and stuff. That sounds kind of wild. All the other changes sound awesome. All the note updates sound great too. I will say, it seems minor, and this is me just being a crotchety old man, but I really don't like seeing any non-cosmetic stuff in those skins. Like, something rubbed me the wrong way when they moused over that astronomy thing that showed the time, because I know someone out there that cares about that is going to think to themselves, oh great, now I got to spend money to see my time in game. And I don't like that, because one of the things I love about Path of Exile is that I can hold it up as a standard in how to do it properly. And I feel like as that little stuff like bleeds in, it becomes grayer, and gray is not good in these situations. So Chat is saying you can still do it with Played. So does Played save the levels and everything too? If that's the case, then that's cool. That doesn't matter at all. Yeah, I love how good GGG is about monetization. So I would love for them to continue that by keeping everything firmly in the cosmetic stuff. Love the other stuff though. Oh man, those portals and like the gravity effects and the crack and stuff, like all that looks fantastic. So Morrow says, I don't think it's an issue at all. I don't think that's an issue at all right now either. I don't, not at all. Not at all. I don't think it's an issue right now at all. But that is the inklings of the slippery slope, is seeing stuff like that. So, you know, it's one of those little things. It's not, but it's, of course, no, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. And let's be real, anyone that really cares about their time per level is timing it themselves. So they're not going to use it anyway. But it's the kind of thing where, you know, it's still something to talk about. It's still something to think about. Because again, when people ask, like, how is monetization done properly in free-to-play games? I think a lot of us use Path of Exile as the example, in a lot of ways. So, you know, that holds them to a little bit of a higher standard with this kind of stuff, in my opinion, because they've done it so well for so long. But anyway, that's all about that. I'm super excited for this. We are absolutely going to be playing PoE 2 in the coming future. I think if you click that link at the top of our chat, it takes you to the timer. We have 7 days and 1 hour, and you get to play for free on the 12th through the 15th. So if you want to try PoE 2, which you currently do have to pay for early access, it will be free to play one day, but you do need to do it earlier. Then yeah, it's a great time to check it out. We'll be December 12th. I personally am going to be traveling around those times, but I am planning on pretty much hitting it like right when I get back. So got to go to a wedding and stuff. But outside of that, I'm looking forward to returning and playing. So I will see you then if you are a PoE 2er. Yeah. But anyway, guys, I got to go for now. I got a lot of game dev stuff to do this afternoon since I wasn't able to yesterday, since we were watching the PC Game Show. I really appreciate all of you hanging out with me today. I hope you had fun. It's been a lot of fun here. And tomorrow, we are going to be doing more routine. So if you want to check out that really weird horror indie game we were playing this morning, that's actually pretty awesome. We're going to be doing that more tomorrow morning. Okay. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Enjoy Passco. Thank you so much for being here. Big shout out again to Liz for that raid. And thank you again, GGG, for sponsoring and being so cool about moving the timing on this viewing. We always appreciate working with them. We'll see you guys later. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.
Bring on the wall of good vibes.
Dun, blah, 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 blah. How do I battle roll?
Ah! What was that? My grandma makes less noise walking through dead leaves in her steel-toed boots, soldier. Let's try again. Focus this time, Igor.
What's that smell? Did someone take a shit out here or what?
No, it's just me. Now, for the record, this gun, there's a good analogy for this gun. And that is, this gun is as of ass. That's actually not an analogy, it's more of a comparison, but it's still valid. If your butt could be a weapon, it would look very similar to this. Not saying your butt isn't a weapon, but if it were more of a firing things out of it weapon, nope, that still doesn't apply. If it was more of a gun type weapon, it would be this. It's the circle of life. No. Big dying.
Ah! I'm not gonna make it! I'm dying!
Interesting.
You know you need allies in a place like this.
No!
All right.
Oh, God!
I'll play your game.
Down didn't work!
Here's the food. Just make sure nobody gets hurt. But remember, you owe me big time.
Oh, I've made a huge mistake. They're actually on top of me. It sounds like they're coming from in my head. Okay, this guy's right in here. Here he comes. Here he comes. What?
I just noticed that different terrain, actually, you move faster on different terrains.
So there's falling damage.
There is some falling damage, yeah. Depending on how low you are.
Enough to kill you, for the record. Yeah. You still do VR game streams? I haven't been doing VR lately, but in my new house, once the renovations are done and everything, I am actually planning on having an entire room dedicated always to VR. And I hope to be doing a lot more VR streams when we get to that point. And yes, there will be a lock on that door.
Call me
Lena.
Scrooge McDuck because all my assets are
What am I doing here?
liquid.
Oh, Jesus
That's
Christ!
right. It's time for hydration.
Oh my God, Lena. I do want to try it, and I do want to try the fishing, and I do want to, Cohh, get the damn fish! That. Oh, Jesus! It is way too early for this. Oh. Was that it? Jesus Christ! Nope, that wasn't it. Okay. Kind of hoping for a Narnia situation, but I don't think that's what's gonna happen. Is it gonna burst by us and run? Here we go. It's gonna be Chris.
Nanny?
Oh, it's behind us, isn't it? It's behind us. It's behind us. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Dear me. Come right for us. Oh. Okay. Yo, it actually was coming right for me. I don't care what anyone says. It was actually coming right for me. Okay. Nice bait. I'm gonna bite your knees.